It's only in Nigeria that the court can set somebody free and the government will say, no, keep the person. Then why the judiciary? There are three arms of government: the executive, the legislative, and the judiciary. And one arm will say the other is useless. So please, I ask in the name of God and by the power of God that our leaders should quickly release Nnamdi Kanu. And there is a problem. Judiciary is dying. If the court can acquit somebody and somebody will say no, then the country is gone. It's a coup d'etat against judiciary. And as a man of God, I stand out to say, release him. Do the needful. Our people are suffering. A lot of suffering in the country. Perpetuated by our so-called leaders. I'm not a politician and I don't intend to be one. I'm a prophet of God. My job is to speak when God is angry. I will represent the voice of God in anger. When God is happy, I will speak and represent the voice of God in joy. The poor masses are suffering. Today is Nnamdi Kanu, tomorrow it can be you. And you go to court and court will say, release this person. And the governor or the president will say, no. If holding that young man will cripple this country, why not release him? Nnamdi Kanu's case is like a trigger in the gun. You must be careful how you touch the trigger when the gun is loaded. And don't tell anybody he's a nobody. He represents a people. And finally, the court has said, release him. Why not release him? Especially for health reasons. I have to render my voice so that when tomorrow the leaders begin to suffer calamity, they will not say, what did the Rev Mbaka say? And remember, when I'm called into this service, I didn't take anybody's permission to air my view when God says, air it. When I cannot speak what God asked me to speak, then I have finished my job. Then God will take me. So I have not finished my job. Because we want to hammer today on generosity. It's all about giving. Don't use what God has given to you to mess up somebody under you. So I lift my hands once more for the suffering Nigerians. Everybody is suffering now. People will suffer and suffer to get money. And suffer and suffer and suffer more to take their money. And there is still a country. And tomorrow you say, Rev Mbaka says, why do you force me to say something? I am giving both the president, CBN governor, a mandate from heaven. If they don't want to react immediately and stop this self-imposed wicked suffering on the people, they will suffer. What a rubbish! Why do you multiply misery? People are sleeping in the bank to get their money. In which country has it ever happened? People are now selling money, not dollar. It is easy to get dollar now than to get naira. Parents cannot have money to buy foodstuffs for their children. I don't know how many will be alive by the time the so-called new currency will come out. The new currency is not even good. The design, very poor. The color separation, rubbish. And everybody is quiet, thinking about election. Will people not be alive to do the election? Will dead men do election? Horrible. Men of God, you better open your mouth. Nobody can kill a man of God until the time God says it's over. So, I have come back from the monastery to see my people like Moses coming down from the mountain. Seeing his people in suffering, in misery, in sorrow, in agony. It's time to tell Pharaoh, let my people go. Every night, some parents no longer sleep in their houses. Either they're in the ATM station or they're in the fuel station. Wickedness. Pride is a killer disease. The leaders of the country, if you know that this policy cannot work, why not change it immediately? It's a government of the people. The people said they don't like what you are doing. It's not the government of Mr. President or government of the governor of wherever. It's not your government. You are not the owner of the country. You are killing people. What kidnappers and assassins could not do, you people are quietly doing. People are dying. Somebody will be sick to go to the hospital. He or she has to do transfer. Somebody who is dying. Network is not going. By the time the doctor will get the alert, the patient is already in the mortuary. Go to the rural areas. I think you could have developed Nigeria before you introduce this policy. Somebody who has not gone to primary school, you are setting algebra for him. You are setting engineering mathematics for him. He has not known 1 + 1. You are asking the person to do physics. How? 99% of our country people do not know what people are talking about. Farmers are suffering to do transfer to carry feed. Before the feed will arrive, the birds in the farms have died. No insurance policy. What a wickedness. What a barbaric activity. It's evil on the land. Tomorrow, let somebody quote from the back and say, come and answer me. You said the government is not doing well. Is the government doing well? The prophetic voice of the church can never be gagged. The church is a prophetic entity. It's a spiritual prophetic family. We are suffering from kidnapping activities as a result of joblessness. I was thinking that by the time I come back from the monastery, the countrymen must have gotten jobs. People are even losing their jobs. No job. No security. No money. No fuel. No hope. No joy. No food. No house. Campaign, election. Do you think that if this situation continues, that Nigerians will do this election? I am not Nigerians, but I am trying to tell our leaders, do not indirectly. Do not indirectly impose upon Nigerians dictatorship. What is happening now is a coup d'etat on democracy. Is who will say it. Where the people will be suffering. The poor masses are the people suffering this, but even the rich are equally crying. To buy pure water, will you do cash transfer? Where is the new naira? If you are not ready with the new naira note, why not push out the old one? Are you giving a limitation of 20,000 or what? If somebody has to do cash payment because of where the person is living of 300,000 naira, so that business should collapse? Why didn't you start this in all the time you people entered? 80 years is enough for you to stabilize it. Why mess up Nigeria? Because people are going. Wickedness. 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 The present government, in the name of God, the Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit, in the name of Allah, I want to ask you, change, or you people will cry. What you are inviting, you cannot face it. I say it again. What you are inviting, you cannot face it. The Hausas are crying. Yorubas are crying. Niger Delta people are crying. The Igbos are crying. Who are you now leading? Middle Belt people are crying. Who are with you? People you cannot give job. All their businesses are collapsing. Where did you learn that? Who advised you? Even if the policy is good, the time is evil. You cannot tell a woman in labor to begin to run my race because running is a good exercise. It's good, but she is in labor. It's not a good time for it. Release the fund. Yesterday I saw in Eclipse a young man who entered the bank to get his money. They said no. And he rendered himself naked. This government has rendered their people naked. That guy is representing many naked people. How will such a person go and vote? Every day is for the thief. One day is for the owner. This thing cannot continue forever. There is God way there for heaven. His name is specialist in impossibility. At the time he dealt with Pharaoh. At the time he dealt with Nebuchadnezzar.